friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. As you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be taking you on a tour of the Center for Computational Astrophysics, or CCA for short. So as you guys might already know now, I've been on a brief internship here for the past couple of months now, and I've been stationed at the Flatiron Institute's Center for Computational Astrophysics. Now the CCA is almost like this otherworldly entity or being. It's like if you combined academia with like a corporate office, you would have the CCA. It is almost like this revolving door of world-renowned scientists that come here to collaborate, chat, share ideas, and it's amazing. It has everything that you could possibly need as a scientist, whether you're a very junior level or even at the senior level. There is something here for literally everybody. And I feel like a lot of people know of the CCA by name, but what it looks like is something that I'm sure not a lot of people are familiar with, because it's not a university, but it's like a research institute. So you come here and do science, but you don't necessarily have professors which teach classes here. But you have people that come and give like seminars in these really cool auditorium spaces or collaborative classrooms. For now, I am in kind of like my home base, which is the office in which all of us pre-doctoral scientists share. You might have seen it in a couple other videos before, but don't worry, we'll get into the rest of it later. For now, let's get into the full tour. As I mentioned before, the Center for Computational Astrophysics is hosted inside of this large building called the Flatiron Institute, not to be confused with the Flatiron Building. This is the Flatiron Building for reference, and this is the Flatiron Institute. Don't be confused. But the Flatiron Institute hosts a bunch of different scientific departments. So there are 4 main departments. You've got the Center for Mathematics, Biology, Quantum, and Astrophysics. And so every single center has 2 different designated floors in the entire building of the Flatiron Institute. The Center for Computational Astrophysics, or CCA, is hosted on the 5th and 6th floor. So if you can see here on like the elevator directory, these are all of the different centers and all of the different floors. So as soon as you leave the elevator and enter to the 6th floor, this is exactly what you see. So here you've got this cute little welcome sign that says Center for Computational Astrophysics. And here is like an admin chair where we have a representative who's responsible for all of like the administrative things that happen on this floor. And then as you continue down here, these are different office spaces where all of the different postdocs as well as senior research scientists sit. And then on this side, you've got this like chalkboard here. I love writing on this chalkboard. It's like so smooth. Anyway, I'll erase this. I won't make myself too obvious in this place. And then as you continue along here, on the 6th floor, you've got this really nice, like big screen. And here is where you can see different projects and like different kinds of science that's being worked on in the different departments. So this is a dust map visualization of a cloud. How freaking cool. So in case you're curious about, what your collaborators are working on, you just take a look at this little vision board here. So if you keep moving down along here in the office, you've got this brief little library here full of different like cosmology, astronomy textbooks, some of which you may recognize. Any few here? If you do, let me know in the comments which you recognize. And then if you turn around on the other side of the library, this is conference room number 1. So whenever we have like group meetings, this is like the large office space that we all sit at. And there's also this really big TV that's here, which you can connect your laptops to Zoom and like share screens with. And there's also this little like pen here that's super cool. And you can actually like write on the board. I don't know how this TV just turned on. Yeah, so here's a brief overview of the space again. You'll always catch me like sitting here in the back, like eating my lunch because I never make it to group meetings like on time enough to sit here. And if we walk down to the end of the hall, this is just like a little lounge space where some people like to catch up and chat. And then I really love this beautiful painting here of this like binary star system. How cute is that? And if we continue to the other side of the hallway, we have more office spaces for postdocs. Then when we get to the end of the hall, we've got 2 phone booths. So this is the small phone booth. So when you need to take like a Zoom call or something and you don't want to be in your shared office space, you can take a call from here. Or if that phone booth is too small, then you can rent this large phone booth, which if you watch my last video, this is exactly the area that I was sitting from when I was taking my meetings with my advisors. Similar to the other screen that we saw in the conference room, this one is also touch screen as well, which I think is really nice. So you can click like join meeting, and then it'll ask for a meeting code and you type in whatever. Now, if we're leaving the meeting room, then we've got printers over here, and then we've got like office supplies all up here. Then around the corner here, we've got the kitchenette area. So we've got a dishwasher, cups, mugs, plates and bowls up there, an ice machine, this fridge that is usually stocked with yogurt and fruit, but not at the moment. Also fruit over here, which is an empty bowl because it's the holiday season, so no one's around. And then also snacks, which the snack cabinet, she's looking rather dry. And you can also make like coffee, a soda water, and then there's also an espresso machine over here. And then on this side, there is this pod space, which this pod is also like another meeting room that you can reserve for yourself if you want to take a meeting. And it's like soundproof in here. Yeah, there's a little desk and everything and an outlet. Although I don't really love this space because it always smells and people forget to air it out. And then if you open this door here, and this is my office space with all the pre-docs. And I sit here at this desk. You can see my tripod. My desk is a mess, but we won't stay here for too long because we're already quite familiar with what this room looks like. Now, as I mentioned before, there are 2 different floors for every single center. So the CCA technically has 2 floors, the 5th and the 6th floor. However, the 5th floor is basically the exact same layout as the 6th floor, so I won't go down there to film that because it will be redundant. The next floor that we will go to is the cafeteria, which is on floor 11. So let's go. So I've now made it to the 11th floor. So when you step off of the elevator, this is the first thing that you'll see. So we'll make our way into the dining room, and I will start here on the right. So here we've got fancy like coffee machines that I don't know how to use because I'm not a coffee drinker, and like espresso things. And down here we've got like all of the things that you would need to like prepare a coffee or a latte, such as like milk. There's also cinnamon and vanilla extract. They've got these little frother machines here, and they also keep like simple syrups. So if you want to like flavor your coffee as well. Then they've got all kinds of like coffee flavors here too. I have no idea what any of this means. I see Guatemala, so is this where the coffee comes from? Oh my God, wait, what is this? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna move on. We've got one of my favorite parts, which this is the kombucha on tap. Now this kombucha on tap is literally life-changing for me. I always come up here during like break periods to drink like 5 cups of kombucha and then go back to work. Somebody once told me that if you drink enough of this kombucha, you'll start to feel a buzz because it's like slightly alcoholic. I don't know if I should be telling this to YouTube, but that's what someone told me, okay? So, you know, if you come to the CCA, drink the kombucha at your own risk. Along with kombucha, there's also like raspberry tea as well, and then cold brew on tap. I've been told the cold brew is also really good, but I'm not a big coffee drinker. Out here is basically the dining room. So you've got tables that have like salt and pepper on them. In the far back area, you've got booths. So if you prefer to sit at a booth rather than a table, which I like to do because you can take in like the sun, then you can. And then along this way is the rest of the kitchen area. So you've got this like big fridge, which they keep stocked full of like fruit and yogurt again, and also some juices, but it's the holiday season, so it's not there. Usually during lunchtime, they also serve soups here, and the soup options are so good. Again, here where they keep some glasses, these little dispensers for hot and cold water, and also soda waters as well. And then off this way are the magical shelves where all the lunches appear that make everybody happy. Shout out to the hospitality crew here because they make my world go round. And then you'll notice there are these magical staircases which go upstairs, and there's a balcony, and we'll go there now. Okay, this just shows that I really, really, really love you guys because it is absolutely freezing outside. Okay, so bear with me here. So here is the famous rooftop of the Flatiron Institute. And up here, you can literally see how cold it is. There's snow on the ground. Anyways, up here is where we scientists enjoy lunch. Of course, it's much nicer to do when it's not freezing cold outside, but you've got pretty great views of New York. There is the famous Flatiron building, which has had scaffolding on it for literally the entirety of my time here. Will it ever come off? Who knows? And then directly behind this pointy dome here is the Empire State, but you know, it's okay. You can't get everything. I love coming up here to eat lunch, just to take in like the sun. When it was really warm out here, I would literally just come out here and take naps. It's also really nice. Even in the freezing cold, it's 19 degrees Fahrenheit. To my Celsius warriors, I don't know what temperature that is, I'm sorry, but it's cold, basically. If you're leaving the rooftop area, there is this special room here. This is another conference space that we have. Sometimes when there are like rooftop events and there's food that's being catered, the food will be in here and you can take it outside over there. And if you continue down this way, there is this fancy like boardroom office where all the executives, I'm sure, have important things to talk about. And then here on the wall is a painting of Jim Simons. So Jim Simons is the founder of the Simons Foundation, who basically started this entire Flatiron Institute. So there's a picture of him here, as well as his wife, Marilyn. So shout out to y'all for giving me a job, period, and for funding my lifestyle here in the city. I've actually like never really been in here in this area before. What is this? Oh, in here is like another kitchenette. My first time seeing this. And then if you walk down this way, the stair exit to go back downstairs to the cafeteria and also to the other floors. Now, there is one last area of the Flatiron that I would like to show you, and that is the auditorium. So we will head now down to the second floor. Okay, so I am now on the second floor, which is the auditorium floor. Now, anytime there is like an institute-wide seminar or speaker that comes in for a special reason, or if there are just kind of like internship presentations all going on, then they take place in this really big auditorium. So walking into the auditorium, here's what it looks like. You've got all of these like chairs to sit in, so it holds a decent amount of people. Then there's this massive screen here, and then there's a podium where people can connect laptops to. There's also like an AV team, which sits back there and makes sure that everything goes well with all the tech going on. And when you're sitting here, like as an audience member, there are these like buttons that you can press, which essentially is a microphone. So that way, like if there are people watching a presentation from online, they're able to hear all of the audio. So it's like a pretty cool space, I would say. I've given a talk here once, and that was whenever I finished a project here as an undergraduate, and woof, it was super intimidating. I was literally sitting in front of this podium like this, like shaking in my boots. Hi, my name is Okay. But I think it went okay. If you look hard enough, you can probably find the video on YouTube because they uploaded all the videos. So you can see like baby Oge, like a little nervous to speak to a crowd. But you know, I would like to say, I feel like I've come a long way. You know what I mean? I went from being shy to speak to an audience of like maybe 30 people that were in here to now talking to like 1,000 people on YouTube. So that's progress. There's also like a reception area outside of the auditorium. And usually if food is catered here, food gets served down here at these tables. You can also see a little bit outside of the windows, the bustling city of Manhattan. And then over here in this corner, they've got some lounge spaces where you can enjoy refreshments after the seminars. And then boom, beautiful kombucha here. Yet again. There's also something that I'm just now noticing about this space. I think this is a supercomputer. Huh? I don't really know a lot about a lot, guys, but I'm like 90% sure this is a supercomputer. I'm like, what is all this humming noise behind me? For those that don't know, the Flatiron Institute has like crazy computing hours and access because they have 2 massive supercomputers that basically support all the science that they do. And I'm like 90% sure this is one of them. How I haven't noticed that this was here, I don't know. It's kind of hard to see, but the more you know, I suppose. And if you come back around to this side again, then you've got more coffee machines, espresso, again, simple syrups here to flavor your coffee, milk down there. fancy like nugget ice machine that people go crazy for. And yeah, that's pretty much the extent. I really like this downstairs space because it's used for a variety of different events. So whether that be for a really big seminar that's happening or just like a party. There was a Halloween party that we had here and it was really fun, like everybody parading around in their costumes, and we had a costume contest. They also have multicultural events as well. Like we celebrated Hispanic American Heritage Month, which was great. There was salsa on the rooftop. Y'all know I love to dance, so that was amazing. There was also a Thanksgiving party that was here as well. So I really enjoy all the different cultural events that they offer here to get to know one another, to be in community and culture. If you have the opportunity to come and visit the Flatiron Institute, study at the Flatiron Institute, or even be a research scientist, I highly recommend that you do it. It's a really, really, really nice place to like engage with other scientists, also to challenge yourself, have access to like the best of the best computing time. I feel like this is a place where every single scientist would thrive regardless of your career stage. And with that, I will bring this tour to an end. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you have heard of the CCA but weren't really sure what it's like or what it consists of, I hope this gives you a really great understanding into now what it is. And I also hope that it makes you want to apply here or come here. So you can like take a look at their website to see different positions that they are hiring for in both like undergraduate, graduate, and also postgraduate level. Come be here with us in New York City, huh? If you have any questions about what the Flatiron Institute is, if you're still unsure, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I would be happy to answer it to the best of my ability. Also, this isn't like Flatiron like sponsored. I just freaking love it here and I want everybody else to get to experience what it's like here, which is why I'm making this video. I hope you guys are all doing well. Happy New Year. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.